What's happening? Today's video, I will be talking about why Suiryu is stronger than we thought. Now let's get into it. Floyd Fist Suiryu, a young and very powerful martial artist, who is known to be the 4-time champion. Now, this guy was a force to be reckoned with the entire tournament. One-shotting A-class heroes like Lightning Max with ease. Even Snake, he was easily one-shotted. Suiryu even looked dominant against Saitama. Even though we all know Saitama wasn't really trying, the point is, Suiryu looked dominant. Let's just be honest, he looked it good in that fight. Even broke the ring in half. But what really stood out to me is how Suiryu's character was somewhat similar and hyped up to be like Saitama. You know, this whole thing with being too strong. However, we get to the part where things just go to the next level with the battle he had against Choice. Now, Choice is one of the martial artists that got turned into a monster by eating the monster cell. From my personal opinion, I think Choice is one of the strongest demons, if not the strongest demon level monster in the series. Like, he's at the peak of what a demon can probably do. But this battle Suiryu had against Choice was very explosive and quick pace. And I like how in the extra pages of the fight, Suiryu was just tanking a impalement from Choice, displaying this durability. But unfortunate for Choice, he was only considered good enough to somewhat give Suiryu a decent fight, stating that Choice only had a little fight in him. Not a lot, but a little. Just a little. But here's the kicker. The feats goes to the next level because Suiryu managed to deflect Choice's strongest attack. Inferior cannon. Suiryu even stated that it was nothing and just kicks it in the sky. And if you look at the fight, you notice that Suiryu, he kept undermining Choice their entire fight, basically calling him a scrub and prolonging the fight on purpose just to enjoy the fight. And what makes that feat big is that the inferior cannon was strong enough to put a cloud crater in the sky. Now, to be honest, that cloud crater looked just as big as, or if not bigger than, the hole created by Brave Knight's knuckle sandwich. Just saying. And it looked like it could have destroyed the entire stadium, just by judging by the radius of the cloud crater. And I almost forgot to mention that another powerhouse feat Suiryu did is, like, after he karate chopped the stadium in half, he lifts it up just by stepping on it, just with a stomp. That is raw power. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, let's get to the steak and potatoes of this video. Things go from 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, Suiryu just decides to break his limit by pulling up on Gogetsu. Unfortunately, he stood absolutely no chance against Gogetsu. But nonetheless, he still managed to pull off amazing feats, in my opinion. And I honestly think a lot of people don't take account. People have to understand that Gogetsu's first strike, it took a lot out of Suiryu. I mean, even his heavy strike has smoke around his hands. And obviously, he wasn't going all out. But he did have to put a considerable amount of power in that punch, at least to some degree. But Suiryu, he still doesn't have visible injuries like bruises, deep cuts, blood splatter everywhere. Although he did have some blood come out of his mouth, man, he was coughing that blood up. But somehow he can still move at a high speed rate. He speed blitzes Gogetsu twice during a fight. He also takes another attack from Gogetsu. This time he receives a broken arm, which is understandable because Gogetsu at the minimum is a high dragon. I can even argue high dragon plus. And one more heavy strike. We can also add in that curve stomp that Gogetsu gave to Suiryu. But he still has enough strength to get himself off between a rock and a hard place, regardless of all that weight on Suiryu. And I know Gogetsu said he's not even putting all his weight on it, but he still has to put something. He's implanting his foot on Suiryu, so he still has to like feel some type of weight on his back, and he's still getting out of it. Now, even during those 3 heavy strikes from a monster who is arguably top 5 in the Monster Association. But to be honest with you guys, Gogetsu can be bumped up to top 3 based on the casual feats he's pulling and statements from Giru. You know, holding Gogetsu in high regards. Claiming if he fought multiple S-class heroes, he'll only leave with broken bones. And the thing is, Gogetsu actually considered that an understatement. So we can assume, at least I can, or anybody who will agree with me, that Gogetsu can fight multiple S-class and just walk out unscathed, just like Rover, Elder Centipede, monsters like that, monsters like those. But even knowing the fact that Suiryu finally realizing that his attacks have no effect on Gogetsu, he still goes on the offense. He still has confidence that he can take this guy down. So he finally uses seemingly his strongest attack, Voidquake Tiger Fist, with all his might behind it, which was stated by Suiryu. See, and this is the first time he's ever stated something like that. So this tells you that Suiryu didn't really go out until he faced off against Gogetsu. Especially just the fact that he was surprised that his attack got countered with a peach. I repeat, a pinch. And again, Suiryu, he didn't even give disrespect the choice. So again, these statements basically telling you Suiryu didn't really go all out against choice. Plus, he kept undermining the guy the whole entire battle. You ain't shit. So this pretty much debunks this narrative that Suiryu, he's only on par with Choice, even though that's not true. And what people don't take account is that Choice, he has armor-like skin. So you can say arguably that Choice, he has some of the most top tier durability out of all demons. And as a matter of fact, I'm wondering if Suiryu started off fresh. He took everything serious from the get-go. I'm wondering what his damage output would be if he used his strongest attack with all his might. Just wondering. But going back to Suiryu, just getting manhandled by Gogetsu. I mean, he's clapping Suiryu with thumps, several thumps, and he still gets up. He even gets hit again with a seemingly heavy kick to the gut. I mean, he just gets football pump kick, and he's still getting up. Now, you would think Suiryu can catch a break, but no. Suiryu has to fight 3 tiger level monsters, and all 3 of them together are most likely low demon. But even in his condition, he can still endure a beating. But fortunate for Suiryu, he can still one-shot one of those monsters. So even heavily damaged in a similar condition as Garu, if not worse than Garu, when he fought against those A-class heroes. This guy can pretty much one-shot an A-class hero. And plus, I forgot to mention that Suiryu fought non-stop the whole entire day. And again, I can't stress how much Suiryu can't catch a break. The guy already has one foot in the grave. Out of nowhere, he gets hit with another heavy strike by Bakuzan, the new self-proclaimed dragon level monster. By the way, Suiryu still gets up even after receiving those barrages of attacks from Bakuzan. He still tries to run away, but unfortunately he gets hit again, and this time his leg gets broken. This guy has a leg and a half in the grave, and he still has enough strength to break a toe from a dragon level monster such as Bakuzan. And I've actually seen someone try to be dismissive of this feat. Look, at the end of the day, he's still a dragon. He shouldn't be able to break anything on this guy, especially in the condition he's in. Suiryu shouldn't have been able to do that. You have to take that into account. I'm sorry. So durability wise, he's decent in this category. Suiryu even had a decent durability feat against Saitama, taking on a hip thrust attack which crumbled half the ring while getting sent flying through the stadium. And I noticed People try to downplay that on Reddit. They try to downplay this feat, comparing it to Garu when he attacked King and Saitama kicked him. People try to argue like the intention of Saitama's attack, which you really can't argue it. Even if he happened on an accident. I mean, he still generated enough force to crumple pretty much half the arena and sent Suiryu flying. You have to take that to an account. I don't see how people are trying to downplay that. It didn't really hurt him anyways. But you can also take into account that Garu, he already had one foot in the grave. So it is what it is. Nonetheless, it's still a decent feat. Speed-wise, Suiryu excels in this category as well. Like the top 3 feats I found very impressive is when Suiryu moves so fast that even like a slow motion camera still had a hard time keeping up with Suiryu's movement. If you notice that the announcer reviewing the camera, he still found it very hard to follow Suiryu's movement if you read the manga. But comparing this to Deep Sea King, who was on camera, we can easily perceive Deep Sea King's movement. Just saying. Another one is when Suiryu was just speed blitzing their entire stadium, and Gogetsu had to use all 4 of his eyes just to keep up. And this might be controversial, but to be honest with you guys, in my honest opinion, I think that speed feat is a bit more impressive than the one Hellfire and Gale Wind displayed against Flashy Flash. And I'm referring to them in their human form, not their dragon form. And the last one is when Suiryu speed blitz Gogetsu twice. Just jumping on top of his upper body with authority. And it looks like Gogetsu tried to grab him, but Suiryu easily counters by speed blitzing back on the ground. And this is when he's just heavily damaged. He still can move at a high speed. Raw power, he's decent in that. Again, with the stadium deflecting an energy projectile that could arguably destroy the whole entire stadium based on the aftermath of the attack potency. Finally using all his might against Gogetsu. Even with a foot and a half in the grave, he still managed to put minor damage on a dragon. Technique wise, I personally think Suiryu is like at least a top 5 martial artist in the One Punch verse. I really like the idea of his martial art. His martial art, Fluid Fist, is based on maximizing damage output. So given to at the right hands, it can be a very powerful offense. And the users of this martial arts maximizes raw power by using steps or rotations. which is pretty cool. However, this is what things gets controversial in this video. If I would rate Suiryu's disaster level, and I can understand if people give him like above demon, especially if they haven't paid attention to certain feats or really peeped them like that. But I'm just gonna say something that's gonna ruffle some people's feathers. It is what it is. And by the way, I won't smoke. Based on the feats, Suiryu could be somewhere near, or at least between, low dragon to high dragon. And I can argue that he can contend for mid dragon, or at least minimal rival in mid dragon. And even if you don't agree, or you agree with me, and even if you somewhat agree with me, I wouldn't be mad if people would think that he's not on a mid-dragon level like Carnage Carpenter or Vaccine Man. I wouldn't be mad, because at least he would be on that tier. Or at least rivaling a mid-dragon tier. And for the down players, I would probably say low dragon, but he's like a very strong low dragon, like top tier for the down players, because he was pulling off some decent feats even under harsh conditions. He survived 2 dragons, man. You gotta take that into an account. You have to. I don't care what anybody says, man. You gotta put him at least in the dragon category, unless stated otherwise by official sources like Murata 1. Those guys. And I'm gonna use one of the same arguments that one of the YouTubers that I like to watch, King of Lightning, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. I remember him using the same talking point in his debate with Self the Programmer, but the assumption argument. People are assuming that Suiryu may not be stronger than what they think because of the fight with Choice and Gogetsu, which can easily be explained, especially the fight against Gogetsu. The power difference is huge between those two. That's why Suiryu was kind of fodder to Gogetsu. Look at Gogetsu. He was one-handing another dragon. And he can take on multiple S classes at the same time. Then he should be able to fertilize a mid dragon. Look at Darkshine. He was able to one-shot Carnage Kabuto at full power, but it took him 15 minutes to do that. And Darkshine, he isn't even considered a threat to the Monster Association. The Monster Association considered guys like Tatsumaki, Meta Knight, Blast, and King. Those are the threats. So anybody else, monsters from the association, they had the potential to take down or compete against. And here's the thing though. Here's the thing that nobody takes account. Is that Suiryu, he never made a big stink about Bakuzen. No, his big gripe that he had was Gogetsu. Yo, he's a monster, man. Don't go and see this dude. If you try to box this dude, you're dead. He never said this about Bakuzen. And he even admitted that Bakuzen was stronger than him. He was kind of begging for his life, but he had to. Like, what choice did he have? The guy was like damn near in the grave. He wasn't fresh. But all in all, Suiryu is a pretty impressive character with a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see how he gets developed in the future. This is it. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.